Hey guys, so I'm finally getting around to coloring Belle. I've been so busy these last couple weeks because I moved to a new apartment, so I've been packing and moving stuff, and we actually had to move everything into storage and then wait a couple days and then move everything into our new apartment once we got possession of it. So it was huge gong show, a lot of work. I'm not even fully unpacked yet, so it's kind of crazy. Been so busy with that and work and keeping up with the vlogs and trying to make art videos now and again, but man, busy. Anyways, so I'm coloring Belle here, and you'll notice there's not a long version and a short version. I just decided it was a waste of my time. I didn't like how the views basically get cut in half and split between two videos. I figured I'll just do longer versions, but I'll try not to make them too long. And if people don't like them that long, they can just skip ahead. Like, yeah. Anyway, so they'll just be long versions with commentary instead of also having a short version without. And I figured out how to cut down on the length of the videos too, is to upload the sketching and inking as a separate video, and then just one coloring video, nothing else. So that's the format I'm going to be using. So coloring Belle with my Copic markers on the X-Pressit blending card, and for the skin I used YR quad 0 triple 0 0 0 0 1 and R02 for the darkest areas. And yeah, that's how I colored the skin. I'm so out of it. I haven't recorded a voiceover for a speed paint video in so long, and I'm so sorry this part was a little out of frame. It wasn't very exciting. I just colored in her eyes with some brown and then added a white highlight with my Sakura jelly roll. And then I actually used my Spica glitter pens in this, so that's what you just saw me using on the lips, is because I was using pencil crayon for the lips just to sort of define them, but I couldn't get a crisp enough outline, so I thought, hey, I'll grab my glitter pens and it'll add a bit of glitter to her lips. And then I thought that looked good, so I outlined the lower lip with glitter pen, and then I colored in the upper lip with the glitter pen as well, and that was the pink glitter pen. And then I also colored in her eyes with a gold one. You can't really see it on the video, but it's very sparkly in real life. And here, just using those same colors I used for the lips to color the cheeks, and I just work really lightly and very slowly build up the color to get a nice smooth gradient. I just can't get that much of a blush look with the Copic markers. It's just a little bit more difficult, so I like to use my pencil crayons. And now I'm coloring in the hair, starting with my darkest color, which is the E79. And then I also used E35 and E42. E35 is the mid-tone, and E42 is the lightest color. And I don't know if you can really tell in the video, but I outlined her hair in black as well as her eyes, but the rest of her was outlined in brown. I'm pretty sure it wasn't sepia. I'm pretty sure I used brown. And the reason I did her hair darker is because her hair is dark. The outlines would have been lighter than her hair color, which I didn't really like, so I decided to ink her hair in black just so that the lines were a little bit more visible. And as you're gonna see, I once again went crazy with the Spica glitter pens. This entire picture is just extremely glittery. I had so much fun with it, but for the dress I wanted, like for the hair I could do streaks of glitter, but for the dress I wanted to do polka dots. Like, not polka dots, but I was dotting the paper with my pen, and that took forever. I didn't even record the whole thing because it was taking that long. Anyways, we'll get to that later. You'll see it. Overall though, I really like the way her hair, her face, and her upper torso turned out. I'm not a huge fan of how the dress turned out because I feel like there's just not enough fabric there. She's supposed to be sitting down and reading a book, and so the fabric should be bunching up, and I had so much trouble drawing it. If you watch the drawing and inking video, you'll notice I kind of struggled with that, and I just eventually gave up, and it just turned out the way it turned out, but it doesn't look like there's enough folds and wrinkles in order for the fabric to be really long. Like, it kind of looks like if she stood up, her dress would be too short. So that's the main thing I don't like about this picture, and I think if I had pulled that off, I would not want to sell this picture. And that leads me to my next point, which is that my Store Envy shop is now reopened. It was closed because I ran out of button parts, and so instead of technically having an infinite supply of buttons, I now have a finite supply, and certain buttons are close to selling out. So I had to go through like all 100 of my button designs, count them all and redo my stock inventory on my store. It was a nightmare, but I got through that. And I also posted a bunch of my original artwork, including this Belle picture that you're watching right now, which is crazy. Belle's my favorite Disney princess. And actually at the end of this video, there's a video of me showing all the artwork that I posted up there and saying a quick word about them. So be sure to watch to the end of the video if you want to see what's all on my store. Or you could just click the link in the description and go there right away, whatever. But back to talking about the picture itself. For her dress, it was yellow. I struggle most when it comes to shading yellows and pinks because I can never get the proper colors I want. Usually when I'm shading a yellow, my go-to color is Y28, which is exactly what I used here. It's the first color I laid down. It was the Y28. And then for the rest of her dress, I used Y15 and Y08 as the mid-tone yellows. And the Y08 was more vibrant, so that's why I started using that one, because the Y15 just looked a little too dull, but still a good mid-tone yellow. And then I used YR31 just for kind of coloring in the highlighted areas. And I took my Spica glitter pens as well as my Sakura Jelly Roll, which is a white gel pen, and I went crazy with the dots. But I only used the white on the skirt of her dress and the little sleeves that drape down her shoulders. So it's because in the movie, the bodice area and those little, I don't know the technical word, but where there's those little U-shaped loops on towards the bottom of her dress, those are different color than the rest, but I didn't really know how to pull that off without making it look too orangey. So I just basically used the white dots to make certain areas of her dress look lighter. And some people might think the dots are a little over the top, but I actually really like the way it looks. I like things that look glittery or sparkly, and it just adds a cool level of detail. And as you can see, when I add a lot of white dots, it makes the yellow look lighter. See, now her sleeves look lighter than the bodice of her dress, and that was the look I was going for. And it just gives a little cool texture, so that's why I chose to do that. And the gloves were left the same as the bodice, just a little bit of gold glitter specks, but not much else. Oh, and also, speaking of the colors I used for the Spica glitter pens, I used the gold color sparingly and mostly only in the darkest shadows. And then I mostly used the yellow because the gold was a bit too dark. It was depositing too much color, so I used the yellow, which left sparkle but not too much color. The only downside is that the gold glitter, like the gold pen, had much more concentrated glitter compared to the yellow, so you can really see the glitter on her bodice right now and in her hair because that gold pen is just so extra glittery. So yeah, very glittery picture. It looks so good in real life compared to the scan I did of it. Oh my goodness, like whoever ends up buying this, if anyone buys it, like it is so beautiful. There's some shots of the glitter. It's kind of sad parting with my art sometimes, but once I've owned it for long enough, I'm like, okay, whatever, and then I can just sell it, because I mean, it just sits in this little folder portfolio thingy, and I rarely look through them. I don't post them on my walls or anything, so I might as well just sell them and someone else can cherish them and do whatever they want with them. So yeah, like I said, this is on my online store, and I just wanted to say a little word about art pricing. My prices are actually quite cheap for original art. Some people might think it's a little expensive at first glance, but honestly, if you look at the amount of hours I put into it, I'm actually making less than minimum wage. I think it's very reasonably priced considered the time put in. And over the years, prices are only going to go up. As I get better, I'm going to feel comfortable charging more, because right now I feel like I'm underselling myself, but I don't feel comfortable enough to charge more. So that's why, I mean, yeah, like I said, they're inexpensive considering the time put in. So here I am again working with that Y28, just making lots of ruffly folds and things because I think that looks good, and that's how her dress kind of is anyway. So another point I wanted to talk about was that her dress is actually drawn differently over the years for promotional princess art. I kind of stuck to the basic yellow that's in the movie, because if you look up her dresses, you can find pictures that show all of them side by side, and different promotional art, I guess, that's used on all the Disney princess merchandise. Her dress changes over the years, and I just stuck to the original because I don't know, that's what I know best. It's more iconic, and that's why I stuck with that. I don't even know what to mention. I can't even talk about more colors that I'm using because I'm using the same yellows. I really didn't use many colors overall for this. I probably used under 25 colors altogether, which is insane because usually I use a lot. So, yes. You can tell this is the part of the video where I'm running out of things to say. Oh, one thing you'll notice when I'm doing all this glitter specks all over her skirt and everywhere, it took me so long. Like I said, I stopped recording because it was taking that long. So probably only half of the time is recorded, but I sped it up even faster because the rest of this video is sped up 6 times speed. But the part where I'm doing the glitter specks, I sped it up 20 times speed because who wants to just sit there and watch me make a million specks on the paper? Because I sure don't. So really sped through that part. Oh, I know. I kind of want to talk a little bit more about my apartment. Maybe, I don't know. I kind of missed saying a few things that I wanted to say. Like, I basically upgraded from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom because initially I was living alone and could only afford a 1-bedroom. But my boyfriend, Christian, he moved in at the end of December and we thought it was time to upgrade to a bigger space. So it's so much nicer, so much more room. Unfortunately, that means we're paying more money each month, so money's a little tighter. But it's so nice. There's so many windows compared to our old place because it's a corner apartment. And I have my desk right now sitting in the dining room, so we have no room for a kitchen table because of my desk. So I'll do an updated workstation tour for sure. It won't be as detailed as my normal ones because I only do the detailed ones once a year. It'll just be a quick overview of here's my desk, here's my books, here's, like, I don't know, I'll show the different storage units I have, but I'm not going to go through all the art supplies I have. And I'll also, in that video, do a quick little apartment tour. So I'm not sure when that'll be. It's probably not going to be for at least a month because I have other videos I need to get up, and I just need time to buy a few more things for my apartment. So be on the lookout for that. What I'm bummed about, though, is right now, because there's a bunch of cherry blossom trees right outside my window. There's a little park with a playground. So beautiful, like nice grass, little paths and stuff, so pretty. And there's all these cherry blossoms right outside my window, and I'm like freaking out because they're so pretty. Like where I'm from, there weren't any cherry blossoms ever. I thought they only existed in Japan. I was that stupid. So I was so excited, and they're blooming right now, and they're so pretty, but they probably won't be blooming anymore by the time I do the tour. Although I have shown them in my vlog, so maybe I'll just insert a little clip of the trees from the vlog, and yeah. So I'm just super excited about the new apartment and everything. I've been so busy, but it's been so fun, and I guess I'll talk a little bit about upcoming videos. Oh my god, I just remembered, like, the most important thing I should have mentioned. Well, maybe not most important. Talking about the art is most important. But what I wanted to say is that I reached 50,000 subscribers. Like, I'm not going to discuss it too much because I'm going to talk about it a little bit maybe in a future video because I'm doing a giveaway. Yes, I don't know everything that I'm giving away yet. I have a few things that I have, but I might need to purchase a few more things, but I don't want to spend too much money because money's tight, especially now with this more expensive apartment and everything. So I don't know. We'll see what I manage to gather for the giveaway. More details coming soon. Also going to be doing a product review video. I can't even remember them all, but I have like this whole list of videos I need to get up soon, and I'm like, need to make all these videos. I just need to find the time to make them. Okay, I'll finish by saying more of the colors I'm using. For the book, I'm using E42 to color the paper. I'm using a bit of a warm gray number 1 to color behind the sheep, and then I used B93 and 95 for the blue cover. And I don't know if anyone gets the connection with the sheep, but in the movie, when she's sitting on the fountain, she's reading her book, and there's a bunch of sheep walking by, and then the one eats the page, like the corner of the paper on her book. I always, as a kid, was mortified at the fact that the sheep would rip the paper. But anyways, that was the scene I had in mind when she was reading, even though she's not reading the book. I mean, she's not in her yellow dress. I'm all distracted because I just saw my head come down in front of the camera. I was like, that was my exasperation at doing all these dots. I was like, I give up. head bang on the table. But anyways, this is what the finished picture looks like. It's all glittery, super pretty. I really, really like how she turned out. Just, yeah, it's for sale. I'm now going to insert that clip I told you showing the different artwork that I'm posting. So be sure to check that out. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Or, oh my god, that's what I say in my vlogs. I meant to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So I'm just going to do a quick little flip through of all the artwork that is now on my store. Here is my mermaid picture. Actually, all of these are from YouTube videos at some point or another, so that's the mermaid I did. Here is Elsa from one of my recent videos. This one has some nice glitter on the bodice. There is Princess Peach. There's this one, which I called Checker Maid. I don't know, it's a very unoriginal name. I actually made this back in 2011, and it's actually signed Zed Kitty Zed because that was before the Baylee Creations days. That one's a little older, so it's going to be a little cheaper than the other ones. There's this one, which is probably the cheapest of all because it's just some eyes. It's from my How to Color Eyes with Copic's 3 Ways video. So there's that one. There's Vanellope Von Schweetz. We've got this Halloween picture, which is cheap for 2 reasons. 1, it's older. 2, when I made it, I used this masking frisket stuff that ripped some of the paper. I also was using a knife to cut the frisket, and look at, there's cut marks in the picture. So because of that, this one is a little cheaper. Was also made in 2011. Then we have my Jack Frost picture. And last but not least, Belle that I just made. So all of these pictures are now up on my store, Envy Store, and they're one of a kind, not prints. There's never going to be prints made of these. At least I have no plans to make prints from these. So these are one of a kind originals. Once they're gone, they're gone. So the link to my store will be in the video description.